The storm outside howled like a living thing, clawing at the thin fabric of the human expedition's camp. Lieutenant Mason Hale sat hunched over a flickering datapad, cataloging samples from the planet Arinth-4. The world was beautiful, but dangerous, its air heavy with spores that shimmered under ultraviolet light, and its inhabitants mysterious beyond measure. Mason had been stationed here for 7 months as part of the first human Xeno exchange program. His assigned contact was Talara, an Arinthian diplomat, or what passed for one in her species' culture. Tall, graceful, and iridescent in the dim light, she spoke in tones that felt like music vibrating in his bones. That night, the storm was worse than usual. Mason zipped his tent shut and activated the internal heaters. He was just about to power down the lights when the entrance flap slid open and Talara stepped in. She wore nothing. Her skin shimmered like liquid silver under the glow of the lamps, her eyes wide and unblinking. Mason froze mid-breath. "Talara, what are you doing? You can't just..." She raised a hand, calm and unthreatening. "You misunderstand, Mason Hale of Earth. This is the ritual of trust." He blinked, trying to find words. "Ritual of what?" She tilted her head slightly, her tendrils rippling with faint light. "Among my kind, to enter another's dwelling without barrier or armor means surrender of self. It is how we prove there is no deception, no weapon, no ill intent." Mason exhaled slowly, realizing his mistake. "You're saying it's a sign of honesty?" "Yes." Her tone softened. "We know your people use fabric to protect from your world's cold, but in ours, it separates hearts. When we come to trust, we shed it." He nodded, trying not to stare, and reached for a thermal blanket. "Here our custom says we cover ourselves to show respect." Talara accepted the blanket, wrapping it loosely around her shoulders, her bioluminescence dimming to a soft glow. "Different forms, same purpose," she said quietly. "That is beautiful." The wind outside shrieked again, shaking the tent. Mason poured her a small cup of rehydrated tea. She sniffed it curiously. "Hot liquid? For bonding?" "Something like that," he said with a smile. "We share it when words are hard." She took a sip, her eyes widening. "It burns and soothes." "Strange paradox." He laughed. "That's humanity in a nutshell." For a long time, they sat in silence, the storm's fury fading to a distant hum. Mason studied her movements, graceful, deliberate, yet filled with an almost childlike curiosity. Talara studied him too, as if she were mapping a new constellation. Finally, she spoke again. "Your people came here for minerals and data, but you stay for understanding, do you not?" "Yeah," Mason said softly. "We've fought wars for less than we've learned here. You've shown us things about empathy, about patience. Maybe that's more valuable than any mineral." Talara's gaze glowed faintly gold. "And you've shown us something too. That courage is not in dominance, but in meeting the unknown without fear." A rumble of thunder echoed. Mason looked down, tracing circles in the dirt with his finger. "You know, back on Earth, we'd call what you did walking into someone's tent like that pretty shocking." Her tendrils rippled again. A gesture he had learned was amusement. "Then perhaps I have startled you?" "Just a bit," he admitted with a grin. "Then our exchange succeeds. Understanding grows only when comfort ends." He laughed again, shaking his head. "You've got a way with words, Talara. And you, Mason Hale, have a way with kindness." The storm passed completely now, leaving only the soft hum of alien insects outside. She stood, wrapping the blanket tighter, and moved toward the exit. "Tomorrow," she said, "we share your ritual. You will enter my dwelling without armor." He raised an eyebrow. "And what happens if I refuse?" Her expression softened into what could almost be called a smile. "Then we will know your species still fears what it does not understand." Mason watched her disappear into the violet night, her silver light fading between the tents. For a long time, he sat there, thinking about how small his world used to be before a being from another star taught him that sometimes trust means standing unguarded in the storm.